Now that we have finished reading the text, we would look at the elements of prose fiction and discuss setting in the novel The Chrysalids by John Wyndham. Setting is often the first element that authors try to establish in their stories. Setting is the background against which the action of a story takes place. It consists of the geographical location, the time frame, an epoch in history, season of the year, time of day, the sights, the sounds, the colors of the natural environment, the social and cultural background, and the overall atmosphere and mood. Let us begin by taking a look at some pictures to see if you can understand setting in more detail. Look at this picture. Think of the details of setting that you could use to describe this New York scene. You should include the time of day, which is night. Note the bright neon signs, the cars whizzing by, all of which give the impression of a busy, exciting city at night. Therefore, a plot based on this setting would reflect this excitement and action. Here is another city street, but it's daytime. The different details of the blue sky, the angular shapes of the building, the man with his briefcase, perhaps hurrying off to work, communicates a different mood and atmosphere, and therefore sets the scene for a different plot. An author would then use words to describe the details of a scene in order to give the setting of a story which best fits the action and the theme. In this picture, the blue sea, the coconut trees swaying in the breeze, the rainbow, the beach, all suggest a happy mood, and we would expect a fun-filled storyline and that the characters would be relaxed and jovial. Therefore, different settings create in a story different atmospheres which is the background for the plot and understanding of the characters. Setting transports the reader into the world of the story. Now we will go to look at the setting in The Chrysalids. This presentation contains different images to help you understand the setting of the story better. The novel deals with a civilization after a nuclear holocaust. The leaders call this type of disaster tribulation. The novel is a science fiction story, and this futuristic setting is important to understanding the behavior and attitudes of the major characters. Here is a map which shows you the geographical location of Waknock, which is set in Labrador, Canada. This will give you an understanding of where Wyndham's story is set. Although his story is a science fiction tale set sometime in the future, he models his setting after this region in Canada. Being in Labrador meant that Waknock escaped the effects of radiation, but the further inland one goes, the more inhabitable it becomes. After tribulation, the community began all over, and David's family lives on a farm. His father is the largest landowner. Historically then, Waknock resembles the 18th century and English or American countryside. Paradoxically, Waknock is a society of the future with a setting of the past. A chapter in a novel can take you to a different scene. The main character in chapter 1, David meets Sophie near a secluded river bank far away from the watchful eyes of the community. The setting is in keeping with their sense of adventure and need for secrecy. The setting then changes when David and the telepaths have to flee to the fringes. It is a forested area, a bit desolate and sparsely populated. David and his friends are frightened and scared. Therefore, the setting is linked to and reflects the characters' feelings and emotions. In the wild country, there are savage animals and plants, where the people who roam the land are outlaws who have been ostracized and banished from Waknock. Beyond the boundary of Waknock is the Badland area, which reminds the reader of the area destroyed by a natural disaster. It is a constant reminder of what can happen if the characters do not follow the true image, therefore adding to David's anxiety and fear. However, there is a better place, the city of David's dream, where the Zealander people come from who will rescue David and take him to a better place. This setting represents the hope for the telepaths and the promise of a better future. To conclude, setting is a very important element in the story, which adds to the reader's understanding of the many aspects of a novel. It becomes a foundation for understanding the plot and the behavior and emotions of the characters. After viewing the images in this presentation, students should have a better understanding of the setting of a novel and be able to give their own analysis and interpretations, or maybe even try your own visual presentation for another novel that you have studied. Good luck!